On the road again.
Here we are.
On the road again.
Just can't wait to get on the.
We're on the road.
We are there. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And I'm Jeff.
And I'm John.
And we are the
J&J Show.
And we're out here at ETI, Equipment and Tool Institute. And we got right here a legend in our industry. And this is Dutch.
The instigator.
The instigator. And you're just a regular old shop owner, just like the rest of us.
Yes. Just trying to make a living.
A little step above us.
Just trying to get by and earn a meager living.
But
I
you
like that.
come to ETI in the past.
Yes, from 2 years ago when it was in Austin, Texas.
And they came up with a new deal called associate members.
Affiliate members.
Affiliate members.
And they're trying to bring in more shop owners, the top shop owners in the country and stuff. Tell us why that is. And you've been here before, and now you're back again. Tell us why you think it's so important that the shop owners come here, other than the networking that I see. It's like,
Oh, the connections we've made is awesome.
oh my God.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say it. That's your turn.
Can I talk?
Camera. Yeah.
I was just checking.
Okay.
You know,
I do things like this, Dutch. So
you're
go
kind
ahead.
of strong-willed, you know. I mean, it's kind of attractive.
Camera's
You know
on.
what I'm saying?
Camera's on.
Keep your hands on the table, Dutch.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
This is
Okay,
Facebook Live
there
here.
you go. I had no idea. All right, here we go. So the point is that
ETI.
at ETI, you have the opportunity to actually speak to people that are shop owners we typically don't. Vehicle manufacturers, we can seek their input, we can relay our concerns to them. We also get to speak to manufacturers of the scan tools that we use in the other equipment so that we can get feedback. After doing this for over 50 years, it started out when I was a teenager, like many guys my age, you begin to get somewhat jaded when you say, I know all there is to know. I've been doing this a long time. I had a shop for 25 years. I know what I know. But I take-
Shit. Excuse me.
and this is live, right? Okay. So I went to ETI and I found out that there was an entire world that I had no idea existed.
And a lot of times folks don't know that unless we tell them about it, because
Exactly
just like Apex, just like SEMA, just like Vision, unless we let them know about this. And this is something that's pretty much been hidden to our part of the industry.
Had no clue this was going on. Didn't know this type of information was available.
Yep. They have NASDAQ is here, which for vehicle security professionals, which is the way the industry is going, whether you like it or not. More and more of us are going to have to get credentialed in order to be able to service these cars properly and maintain the public trust.
Amen.
If you don't have your credentials, if you're not working on it there right now, there are workarounds. But that's not going to exist in the future. So you might as well step up now because you're going to be losing market share if you
Yep.
don't. That's the simple truth. So going to ETI, I think what happened was there was a obstacle for shop owners to attend because the membership was very expensive. In order to gain access to what's known as white papers, or the engineering documents that each manufacturer provides in their library, the cost of membership was $5,000 a year. We as shop owners don't need access
We don't need that stuff.
to that information.
We just
at
need
all.
the connection with the people.
We need the connections with the people for the feedback. So working with them, with Brian from ETI, we launched an affiliate program. So now the dues are much more less expensive, more affordable for individual shop owners,
And it's for a year, right?
and it's for a year. And this is not for everybody. This is not for the average shop owner. This is for the shop owner that has a clear vision of the future and wants to be part of it. If you're happy with the status quo, then this isn't the event for
Just
you.
stay there.
Stay there. I mean, really, that's all there is
Stay
to
in
it.
what flow, whatever,
And
whatever
when
you're in.
when you're talking status quo, I mean, you're talking that you're happy with you are, but also that means you're happy with the tools that they're putting out. You're happy with your relationships with the dealers that locally may or may not be easy to get along with. And here you actually had, this morning, we had 6 of the OEs up
Nine
on
of the
stage.
OEs. 9 of the OEs.
9 of them. We
But-
had a stage full of
But
them.
there were 6 of them up there
6 of them up there.
on the
So-
stage, and they were talking about how they're willing to work with the aftermarket.
Yeah, there are some OEs that view us in the aftermarket as an impediment to profitability.
Yes.
They see us as trying to take some of the market share.
Yep.
And there are other manufacturers who say what's more important to us is that our customers have their vehicles serviced correctly and happy with their purchase. And when it comes time for them to get a new car, they want to come back to us because of brand loyalty.
That's right.
That's right. And the first one started out Toyota, and he was like saying, we're looking at the customer that owns the car that's the third or fourth owner down the road, and it means they got a quality used vehicle, but they're not going to be browbeating the name because it's like, oh my gosh, this car was taken care of, and who's the ones that's been taking care of it?
I want another Toyota.
It's
Got
all
400,000 miles on this one.
the different shops. And then we had the speaker this morning that was talking about the AI, which is new stuff coming in.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Chat GPT and how it's working, and then industry specific AI and how that's going to affect us. And that the outcome of that's going to be and how that's going to streamline some processes. Now there are some issues that he didn't raise, which I think that among us in the aftermarket we're going to talk about. Where all this information is going to Chat GPT or the industry AI is privacy concerns.
Yep.
Right? Because you're going to be tailoring the repair process based on what the vehicle is data logging. Well, whose business is it what you were doing in that vehicle besides yours? Is it anybody else's business that you were doing 70 and a 55? Because it's going to know in GPS where you were and what you were doing.
Well, it's already like that on my phone app. It tells me speed limit, and if I'm doing 80 and they don't like 80, it says red. It's speed limit, whatever it is.
I don't need that being centralized
I
and
don't-
sent someplace else.
Yeah.
Too many people have information about what it is that I do.
So the guy said today, make sure when you sell your car, if you're not listening to anything, listen to this, folks. When you sell your old POS car and get rid of it, clear the history on that thing. Clear your phone, what you had connected to that car. Clear your address out. And the important thing was, what was it?
The
Garage door opener. You don't want the next guy buying your car, knowing your address, coming over and open up your garage door for you, let your puppy dog out on the street.
Unless it costs you got beer in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of value. There's a lot of opportunities for the top shop owners to come out here and meet with these tool manufacturers, to meet with the OEs and ask. Because the whole thing is they always say, this is the new designs, this is the new technology on the vehicle. Then the tool manufacturers have to say, okay, we can design tools that will fix that. But it's up to us to tell them if it's working or not.
Exactly.
We pay a lot of money for our tools and equipment, for our shops, for our technicians.
Lots of money.
If you've been in business for a long time, you know that you purchased a scan tool where it said this will do this, that, and the other. And that's the reason why you bought it.
Exactly.
Because that capability was going to solve a problem for you. And then came the opportunity to use it for that, and it didn't. It just flat out didn't work. And now you've spent a lot of money, and you've got basically a brick. Because for the one,
You got to rock, just like that.
Just
Sit
There's a
there.
bunch of them.
And then it starts
They ain't no
falling
good.
apart.
They look pretty, but they ain't no good.
they real shop.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So that's a lot of the issues that are going on. And then the other times is we have diagnostic stuff that we have to repair. We have to figure out the technology. And it's like, okay, to test this takes a lot of time. And they can design tools that can see the stuff that we need to look at in order to diagnose a car much quicker.
Exactly.
Because if we can diagnose it quicker and get the repair done faster, what is that, John?
Cha-ching, baby, all day long. Cha-ching,
Oh.
cha-ching, cha-ching. I
And
love
so
it.
That's where the input from having guys like us here.
If you haven't, I'm not going to mention the scanner name. It's a very popular scan tool out where if you want to go to generic OBD2, you get into OBD2, you have to back completely out before you go into manufacturer specific.
Yep.
And then you go into manufacturer specific, and now you want to catch some data from generic OBD. You have to back out, back. This should be an easy transition to go from one to the other.
Because you already got the vehicle in.
You got the vehicle in.
You're plugged in.
There.
Everything's going.
Everything is there, but it doesn't seem to be. So when they tell you, oh yes, it does generic as well as manufacturer specific. Well, tell me about the transition that occurs between them. Silence. Well, you have to back out of 3 screens, back into 2 screens, re-enter. What is that's a fault in feedback?
Mm-hmm.
Because the manufacturers, and we've noticed this. I don't know how long. I mean, between us, we probably have 75 to 100 years of shop ownership experience here in all 3 of us. And I can tell you that at no time in any of my experience has any tool manufacturer ever come up to me and said, look, we're designing this new scan tool. Please sign this confidentiality agreement. What is it you wanted to do? What is it you're looking for? What can we do to make your job better so that you can produce more revenue faster and satisfy your customer?
More revenue, more cha-ching.
Now Dutch, I don't want to say anything, but there are beta testers, and if I hadn't assigned an NDA, then I could tell you that I've actually done that. But since I signed an NDA, then we can't really discuss
All right,
that.
so let's see, I've been doing
But
this.
when you come here, all of those guys
You make
are
that
here.
connection to where you
And
can.
now you can talk to them. We got 1 or 2 standing right over here, and we can say, hey, we need the
There's a
tool to be able
hallway
to do
full
this.
of them. They're all setting up out there. Yeah.
So that's what's going on here. We made the road trip because this is worth it.
Absolutely, really, because there's a perspective you simply do not see elsewhere. I've been to Vision, I've been to a lot of conferences. The classes and the presentations here are not like you get.
No.
And there's a change coming in the works too, in that in order to entice top tier shop owners, they're beginning to start to offer courses that are more attractive to shop owners who want to take their shop to the next level.
Because part of the deals they always were talking about in there was some of their training that they have online, some of their talking about some of their diagnostic tools. And it's like, okay, if we can get the shops repairing it better, there's brand loyalty. So they're seeing value in, because not one person can work on all the cars.
No, not
You
one
don't take
person.
in all the cars that come through your shop, do you?
No.
You only work on certain brands.
Yeah.
You're not a just say yes person, are you?
No.
No.
You like that? No.
Those are some of the things that you need to know, you need to learn, and you cannot put a price on the networking value. Because when you're here and you say no one has ever come to you and said, hey, we try this tool, you actually have connections here that can do that.
Yeah.
We were talking with one last night on a tool that you used at your shop and you love, and all of a sudden it was like not there. And you were asking the guy, hey, what happened? Where'd it go? I need 3 of those tools.
Yeah, but you got to understand, and so far as beta tester, I know you and I know one other person, and I've been in this field a long time. I just don't know that many beta testers.
Well, you know me.
You test betas?
Oh, yeah. I test betas all the time. I
Gee,
got
yeah.
yards of them
Betas?
sitting around, them little beta fish swimming in them.
See, he's testing betas, he's testing VHS.
Oh, I
tapes.
missed what you were saying. That's my crystal ball, folks. It failed me
But
again.
that's what's going on this road trip to New Mexico with ETI.
Yeah.
Dutch, we appreciate you taking time to come talk with us.
Anytime, brother.
Love you, brother.
Be good.
As always, we appreciate you watching.
Thank you.